Alright, so these are all little kits, and honestly, as a kid, I used to think this stuff was great, man, just an awesome thing, and I'd always keep one with me, you know, at any given time. As a kid, I would have definitely carried around something like this and just been, you know, very probably proud to have it. Today, I'll say I don't carry anything like this because I just don't need to. I've effectively turned myself into a kit. Now, any one of these things, if I was ever to actually get lost and be able to test my skills, there's not a single one of these things here that I wouldn't want with me if that was an option. But going forward and talking about why I don't really carry a kit anymore and how I've turned myself into a kit, I'm going to talk about the things that I carry on my person every single day. Short of me walking into a courtroom, this stuff will be on my person everywhere I go, every day, whether I'm going to church or I'm going to work or anywhere else. This is my personal, I'm carrying it now kit. Okay, the first thing, actually I'm just going to empty my pockets. My favorite knife. Alright, now I just emptied the important portions, contents of my pocket out for this particular conversation. I'm going to talk about this first. This is my buck cross lock, and I've had this for a minimum of 20 years. 1994, I'm thinking, is about the time that I got it. Now this knife has been through it, man. This knife has gone with me a lot of places. This is my cutting tool. If you've watched any of my other videos, I guarantee you've seen this knife in use. I've batoned with this knife. I have done just about anything you can think of that you would call abusing a knife, I've done to this knife. Right? But this is my knife. I love it. I use it. I have one more, almost just like it, except it's serrated in the middle here. They're both buck cross locks. And I like the buck cross lock for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's got a very slim profile that way. Secondly, it's curved right on the edge, so it slides right in and right out of my pocket. Okay. Two, this right here is my Leatherman juice. This is that XE6, and I've been carrying this particular tool, I'd say probably at least 12 years. Now this is not the same one that I've carried, and actually I have sent this, one of my favorite things about this knife, about the company that makes this knife, is that I absolutely 100% abuse this knife. I abuse it right. I do all kinds of things with it. And when I break it, and I do break it, I send it to Leatherman, and Leatherman sends me another one back. And man, that's just a beautiful thing. If you want to know the specs on it, man, just Google XE6. By far my favorite multi-tool. Actually, it's the only multi-tool I carry. There is not another multi-tool that I own that I would carry. One thing that I really like about it is it's rounded, and that makes it for a good pocket fit. That and for me, the comfort of carrying something that I'm going to carry all the time is huge. It's very important. All right. So my cutting tools and my multi-tool. Another thing I always have on me, you'll notice that I always wear pants of this basic configuration. It's always going to have that side pocket. That's always going to be in there. Now this light, not only is it useful for illumination, but this is actually a defense weapon. You might say, how is that? Well, I mean, of course you could use it as a bludgeoning baton or whatnot, but more of an evasion tactic, especially in a dark situation where a moment of confusion could help you out. This right here, that strobe, will give you a few moments, a few seconds of escape time, or even a moment to be able to speak to a person, to make them understand that if they continue on their course of action, things are not going to be favorable for them. I like having a flashlight, even in the middle of the day, looking underneath stuff or where it might be dark. A flashlight can really be of assistance. I always have this with me. And you know what? There's one thing I forgot to bring out, which is my Bic lighter, which is always on my person. Now, this guy right here, I don't know how this would work in all climates, but in Florida, this will throw a beam and it will give me an ember, and actually with pine straw, it will combust and go to fire. It is a small lens, and I don't carry this with my fire kit. This is not what this is for. As part of my long-term strategies, economic strategies, I collect anything precious metal. So, and I use this to look for stamps and telltale signs of fakes. And anytime that I can buy gold and silver at a decent price, I do. And this actually helps with that. And that's why it's always on my person. Of course, the Bic lighter is good for combustion. And almost always, I'm going to say almost always, because sometimes by the middle of the day I've already used this to the point that it's non-usable and I have to discard it. But at my earliest convenience, I will replace it. This is just paper towels, man. And I keep, this is basically 2 little strips of paper towel that I put in my back pocket and I carry with me throughout the day to use as different stuff. I have used the paper towels in my back pocket for everything from a bandage to a Kleenex to toilet paper to fire tinder to well, I'll tell you this. I carry paper towels. You go through it in your head what you could use it for. All right. And then the last thing that I'm really going to cover about my personal carry kit is this is just my wallet. And what I have done is I have stuck down inside of here, it's probably way down inside, alright, right here, 30 foot of fishing line, a fish hook, actually 2 fish hooks, and a sewing needle. And I'm not necessarily going to say that I carry this for survival purpose. Every survival situation that I've ever been put in has been personally orchestrated by myself. I have put myself in a position with limited resources to see how I could do or how I could fare through the conditions that I've set up. Mostly, I carry this around in my pocket because I have kids, I love my kids, I like to have fun with my kids, and we can be anywhere, anytime, and see a place where I could put together a little cane pole with them and have some fun catching some fish, man. That's why this is here, right? And then one last thing. This is just another piece of that little ferrocerium rod. Now I've got a Bic lighter, and I carry that everywhere I go. But I just carry this little ferrocerium rod as a backup because it takes up no space, and I don't even know it's there unless it's time for me to use it. So guys, I believe I left off with this little ferrocerium rod that I keep in my wallet. This one's never been used, never been struck. It's been there for quite some time. I know it's there if I need it. One more thing that I'd like to mention is actually this watch that I always wear. And this is my, this is a Tissot Touch. And this particular watch has a variety of functions on it. An altimeter, a thermometer. My favorite part of it is that it is actually a compass. Google Tissot Touch and they'll probably tell you a lot more about it than I can. So this is my daily carry, and I would say this is my daily survival kit. And it truly does. It helps me every day with my daily life. It makes things easier. I know that I got a tool at my fingertips that can handle most any job that doesn't call for a specialized tool. And I would like to say also, importantly, when I'm talking about this, I'm not really knocking these smaller kits and the smaller Altoid kits. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to make a small kit. And not necessarily the small kit so that you can stow it away for your survival intentions, but make a small kit and plan, orchestrate, put yourself in a self-made survival situation, using nothing but the 10 for a weekend. Say you leave on Friday, come back Sunday afternoon, and take just your small kit with you. The smaller that you can do it, the better. Would probably dictate your skill level, and see how you do. I would say without a doubt, the number one best thing that you can put into any kit is actually going to be in your head. It's going to be your experiences, your skill level, your ingenuity, your ability to turn something into something else. As a kid, I had one hero that I can remember, and that was MacGyver. And I know, looking back as an adult, most of the stuff he does was at best, and I'm being generous with this, a stretch. But that did not change the fact that his ingenuity inspired me to also be inventive. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I know you could have been doing multiple different things over the last few moments while you were watching my video. I feel very blessed that you took time to watch my video. Please click like, share, and subscribe. Check out our website.